welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing for you something a bit different, something I've never done on this channel before. I am going to be doing a clockwise clean inspired by obviously the one and only Mrs. Hinch. The clean is going to be a very honest one, which you'll soon find out why. I'm going to be showing you how my kitchen is at the moment. I'm actually in the kitchen now. I'm looking around and I'm a little bit scared to show you the mess that my kitchen has become. I'm sure this is the reality for most people. I've seen other cleaning videos on YouTube and they do tend to show some mess, but I haven't seen any that shows like the true disaster that it can become, if that makes any sense. I will be sharing with you obviously the products that I'm going to be using. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. I have only just returned back to YouTube, so I'm not sure on my schedule yet, but it definitely will be at least one vlog a week. I am currently 21 weeks pregnant. You might see some pregnancy updates or pregnancy related videos at some point, so hit the notification button if you don't want to miss out on those. Probably should introduce myself. My name is Jess, I'm 27 years old, I live in Gloucestershire and I have a cat and a husband. Let's get cleaning. Okay, so firstly I'm just going to reveal the state my kitchen is in and I'll explain why it's in. So that's a bag for the compost bin which is currently outside because it was really smelly last night. A pie I made yesterday which needs to go away. Random, that needs to go in the coffee pot to top it up. There's food lying around which needs to go in the compost bin because obviously it's outside. Haven't been able to put it in, so that's one of the first things I'm going to do. Some snacks need to go away. The floor, generally, the floor is absolutely fine, by the way. Just needs a little bit of a sweep, I think. I will be going into the nooks and crannies because this shelf hasn't been cleaned in a while. Dishes from last night, do excuse. My asthma inhaler pump thing, that needs to be cleaned. Bread that needs to go in the compost bin. Bit of a dirty sink, not going to go too close. And yeah, pots and pans that need to go in the dishwasher. The hob does need a bit of a clean. I have been a bit on top of that since watching Mrs. Hinch's videos, but I do try and keep on top of it a bit more. And yeah, that's my kitchen. So as you can see, it is in a bit of a state. It looks like it's mainly mess than dirt, which is good, apart from the sink. But I expect I'm going to find dirt behind places such as microwave, toaster, and that shelf by the window. Okay, so I'm going to start off by having a bit of a speed clean tidy up. Now I'm going to go and get the compost bin from outside because the next thing I need to do is put away all the food that is lying around so I can start the clean properly. Okay, so here's my compost bin. Joy. I have given it a clean with an old cloth which I've just thrown away, and I sprayed it with some of the rhubarb anti-bac spray. I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to pour some hot water in it, some boiling water, sorry, which we did do last night. But I want to just do it again. I need to be able to get the lid. This is a spray I used to clean it with. It's the Method Anti-Bac All-Purpose Cleaner. the dishwasher done, as you would have seen as well. Stuff behind me is stuff that cannot go in the dishwasher. So I'll be doing that as I go around the clockwise. We're going to start here by the microwave, which I'm going to bring out in a minute. First, I thought I would give you a little tour around my basket. If you follow Mrs. Hinch on Instagram, if you don't, just follow her now. You probably do already. You'll know that she has like daily baskets, weekly baskets, and like a ad hoc basket, which I keep my ad hoc one under the stairs. This one I keep in the cupboard in the utility room, which is over there. In my basket, I've got these wipes. I know she uses the Cif Power and Shine, but I thought I'd try these ones out. I have tried the Cif ones and they are really, really good. I think I've got some more under the stairs. This I definitely will be using, so I might not use the whole basket. I've got some polish, I've got a Dave is the duster. The dusters I need to get from under the stairs. I've got some disinfectant, some Dettol, rubber glove, I've forgotten what this is called. I can't remember. A duster, a little brush. I haven't actually used this for anything yet. Winter Spice Flora, which is my absolute fave. And the bouquet one, which I am actually almost out of. I've got like a tiny, tiny drop. Some pine duck, of course it's pine. And this is the cleaner we use for our floor. Because we've got a wooden floor, we have to use a special wood floor cleaner. So I can't use any of the ones she actually recommends. So I use this one, which we put into one of those spray mops, which I'm sure I'll show you at some point. Okay, so I've pulled the microwave out, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of dirt behind, which I'm really surprised about. I reckon most of it is going to be at the front, but we'll see in a minute. I'm going to start by giving it a good spray with this. I think I'm just going to go and just spray the whole thing. I give it a clean with my J-cloth. It's really hard to video and do this at the same time, but you get the gist. Okay, so that's the outside done. I am not going to clean the inside properly. I'm going to give this a wipe. As you can see, there's some dirt on there, and I'm going to give it a wipe in here. And I think I'm going to clean this when I do the dishes in a moment. The reason being, I am still looking for the steam cleaner. Oh, look at all that. The steam cleaner that you can get for your microwave, which Mrs. Hinch mentioned. And I really want to try it out. I don't want to give it too much of a clean, because I want to see how much dirt it gets off. Go and grab my mix of the Flora and water, which is what Mrs. Hinch does. I've used quite a lot already. These bottles are glass ones, which I found on Amazon. I will link them below, and I'll link below any other things which I think might be useful that I may have mentioned in this video. But it came with two, and I think they were only £8.99 for two. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to use it to clean and spray down here. There's quite a lot of cobwebs down here, and I'm going to give it a clean with my J-cloth. First, I'm going to get rid of that cobweb with a paper towel. I do not want that. Let's just get away all the dirt in those corners. So now for the other side. These tiles don't get very dirty because I don't cook in this area. Like there's no splashback from the hob, but I will just go and give them a little wipe because I'm sure they are dirty. Now on to these worktops here. I'm going to quickly give this board a clean. Bring all of these things forward and clean behind them. Make sure you remember to clean underneath your worktops as well, just along this edge, because when the crumbs fall off, sometimes they disappear under there. And run your cloth along this edge as well, because the grouting can always get dirty and lots of dust and dirt just gets clogged up there. Okay, so that's this area done. Off camera, I want to let you know that I gave this top and sides a wipe over. I've given this a wipe, this. Don't forget the tops of like biscuit tins and stuff because they get very dusty. Given that a wipe and that a wipe as well. And off camera I have been rinsing my cloth, but it's really hard to film. There's no point filming that part, so I have been doing that. If I was having a deep clean, I probably would spray the cupboard doors as well. I probably would use the exact same spray and the exact cloth. Also, I probably would go through those baskets, sort them out and clean down on these shelves as well. But I'm not doing that today. I'm going to move on to this area. In order to be able to clean that area properly and thoroughly, the first thing I need to do is the dishes, because once everything is cleaned and put away, I can get stuck in and get under the nooks and crannies I need to get to. Before I do that, I do need to give the sink a bit of a clean, because I'm not going to be doing dishes in a dirty sink. So I can't do this with one hand, but I've got my Gregory gloves on. First things first is to get away all of the bits of food. Let that drain. Luckily we've got like a little drainer which catches. So I'm going to pop all this gunk in the compost bin, and then I'm going to give it a clean with this, another Mrs. Hinch tip. It's disinfectant. It's the Star Drops disinfectant, which you can find in Home Bargains, places like that. And one of these thingamajiggies, I can't remember the name of this, but it is very handy. So what Mrs. Hinch does is she goes around with this, and I probably need to wet it a little bit. The disinfectant will come out of the sponge, and as you can see, gives it a nice clean. The problem with having one of these, I think they're called butler sinks, is that it does show up the dirt really easily. So I do have to bleach this sink quite often. The disinfectant I've been using is the Star Drops 4-in-1 Pine Disinfectant Spray. And this is what it's called, Dishmatic. These are the refill heads, but the actual thing is also called Dishmatic. So yeah. So I've given it a rinse with the blue cloth. Time to put the plug in. Some fairy. I'm just using the fairy pomegranate and honeysuckle at the moment, which I find really nice. Just realised this is due a clean. As you can see, it does gather up dirt quite quickly. I do clean this weekly, I want to say. This we bought from Lakeland. It's really, really handy because the water drains out down to here, and you can clean it really easily by taking that board off and getting under those holes. This trusty thing, which I found in a shop, just a random gift shop, I can't remember the name of it, but I think these are quite commonly found. I use this to work into the cracks and crevices. So camera battery is flashing red, so what I'm going to do is, I've popped that there, it's nice and clean, move these milk bottles out of the way, a clean with the Method spray, and let that soak for a minute. Okay, so a lunch break later and I'm ready to crack on with the rest of the clean. So before I had my lunch, I just cleaned this the same as I did that side. No point filming it 'cause it's exactly the same. And now I'm going to give this area, that needs to go in. I'm going to do a cloth soak, which I'll show you at the end. That's another Hinch thing. And I'm going to clean this area. So I'm just going to move all these bits and bobs. Just to give the sink tap a bit of a shine, because I haven't really cleaned that. I'm going to use these antibacterial wipes from Wilkinson's. Because you've got to be thorough, because I always make sure that I clean my hands in between handling chicken and things like that. And obviously I go to turn the taps on, so it's good to use an antibacterial wipe on these or an antibac spray. That's perfectly fine. Part here is just where the wood, where it's gotten wet, and I can't, it's not dirt, it just won't ever come off. That's the thing of having wooden benches, they are high maintenance. Now I'm going to clear this area of bits and bobs and throw these flowers, which Fabio brought me, away because they are dying. First thing I'm going to do is go over and get the main grime off with a wipe. Ugh, look how dirty it is up here. This is just one of the areas that I do admit that I do neglect. Trouble with these wipes is they're a little bit small for doing this. Ugh. I think I'm going to disinfect this area because, let me move that out of the way, it hasn't been cleaned in a while, so I feel like it needs proper clean. So what I am going to do whilst I'm leaving that to work its magic, disinfect, is I'm going to give this a spray, because this is the this is from Matalan a while ago. I don't know why there's two screws in there. Ugh. This hasn't been cleaned in such a long time, so I'm going to give that a spray and a soak. Also, because it's metal, it goes a bit rusty. There we go. Leave that to soak. Got my gloves on. I'm going to give this a wipe with some warm water. It's really awkward for me to bend over this area, so I'm going to be as quick as I can. Now to clear away all the bits in this corner and carry on as I did before. All the bits are back, giving the knife block a wipe down with a wipe. So hard to do this one-handed. Right, so I like to use the Sif cream with microcrystals. I think Mrs. Hinch mentioned this one as well. I've given it a go quite a few times now. I really love it. I love doing this part. It's so satisfying. First thing I do is just get off all the muck. Rinse. This is probably my most satisfying job now. I used to hate cleaning the hob. I really used to hate it. Got to get in those corners. Personally, I find this cloth a lot easier to, because the other one picks up a lot of soap. This one doesn't soap up, so it's good to do at the end when you're kind of rinsing it off the suds. Look how shiny it is now. Give this its wipe. Also give this a wipe, because sometimes when you're cooking fats and stuff, it does splash up there. Also here. I'm leaving the oven out because it's fairly new, it's clean. Hi. So I'm going to get a wipe and I'm going to wipe the bin down. This bin is probably one of the best bins I've ever had. I'm gonna grab another one. It hides the bags. So it's a simple human one and the bag is hidden in here. Lift this up. I don't want to stay in my bin. If I just lift here, see the bag is hidden in there. So it's really nicely concealed. So lastly, one thing that you'll know Mrs. Hinch does is she puts her cloths to bed. But she usually does that in the evening. So, but I'm gonna do mine now because I'm super lazy in the evenings and I cannot be bothered to do it. And since I've just done quite a bit of cleaning, I'm just gonna pop the winter spice one, which is my fave, about just a drizzle because I've got quite a big sink. If I do a capful, it doesn't quite cover the whole sink. Then I'm gonna pop my cloths that I've used, pop these ones in as well. Grab kettle, boiling hot water, and just, oh yeah, the plug is in. Go over your cloths. Yeah, the only problem with having a big sink is it doesn't really cover. I'm gonna pop my glove on a sec, give a bit of a mix. And I'm gonna leave those to soak until I come back and cook dinner. Also, my sink literally smells like Christmas right now. I really highly recommend, it's not even gonna focus, the winter spice, there we go, Flora, because it's coming up to Christmas. Not quite, but I love it. So thank you so much for watching my video. I do hope that has motivated you, inspired you to do a bit of cleaning. My battery is flashing at me again. But do go over to Instagram, follow Mrs. Hinch. She's actually hilarious and she does a lot of cleaning, so she's sure to inspire you if I haven't. But obviously thumbs up, subscribe, all that thing I said before, and I'll see you next time for another video, probably not cleaning related. Bye guys.